what are the existing rights under the CCPA, and then we look at what were the rights modified and what are the new rights given by the CPRA, right? So as you can see, all these rights are coming from one source of inspiration, which is the GDPR, right? These are all. So the GDPR mentions 7 or 8 rights which are given to users pertaining to their personal information, right? Now, these privacy laws across the globe have also tried to encapture the same. In fact, the digital personal, bill that we have also has these exact rights. Okay, so firstly, right to know about the personal information that the business collects about the consumer. So if I am a user and I go on Facebook, right, I have the right to know how, firstly what personal information of mine is being collected, then how they are planning to collect this information, right, and where they are planning to use it, right? Then right to access my own personal information. Of course, it's my personal information, right? So if I want to access it, I definitely have the right to ask them to show me what personal information they have on me, right? Then right to delete personal information collected, which is also called as the right to erasure. Okay, it's also called the right to erasure. I'll just write down the word here on the chat, okay, which basically means right to be forgotten. Okay, now whenever a user wants to get their personal information deleted, for example, Facebook is a Californian entity, which means that it has been incorporated under the state of California, right? So if tomorrow I want Facebook to delete my personal information, right, they have 45 days to do the same. Okay, in case the deletion requires extra time, an additional 45 days will be granted to them, right? This is also given under the law. So whenever I as a customer want to access my right to be forgotten or right to erasure or right to deletion, I will send a request to Facebook. Within getting the request, from the day that it gets my request, it has 45 days to comply with the same. Okay, in case Facebook requires additional time, it will notify me in advance that we require an additional time of 45 days, right? Under the GDPR, 1 month is given as a timeline, right, under which the deletion has to take place, right? And if they want extra time, then another period of 1 month is given to them, right? So for CCPA, it is 45 days. Then right to opt out of the sale of the consumer's data to third parties. When I say opt out, this is the specific provision that is going to make an entity liable under the CCPA penalties or not. Any time that my information is to be divulged to a third party, I should be firstly given the intimation of it and also the right to opt out of such a sale or such a transaction. Which means that if I do not want Facebook to share or sell or lease my personal information to a third party, I have the explicit right to opt out of this sale, right? Now this right or this provision can be given on the websites. If you guys open the websites, a pop-up happens, right? They have the option where they are essentially saying, that we have these are so and so other cookies and etc. You have the option to I accept, I agree, or even customize my own preferences, right, as part of the pop-up, right? Some also have the option of please don't sell my data button. Yes, that is also a provision of opting out. So this opting out can be done in whichever way, whichever way or whichever method is convenient for the website, but it most definitely explicitly has to be there, right? This option to opt out it needs to be given to the user, right? Then right to non-discrimination for exercising their CCPA rights. Of course, right? Any individual that is restricted from exercising these rights under CCPA on the grounds of discrimination such as sex, gender, race, right? Religion, right? If these are the grounds for discrimination on the basis of which a person has been restricted or prohibited from exercising these rights, then that is also in order to avoid that, we have the right to non-discrimination, right? Which means that any entity found discriminating against any user on any grounds of discrimination will be liable under the CCPA, right? And then lastly, the right to data portability. For example, the easiest example of this is when you want to port your SIM, right? In that case, what exactly happens? Say I want to port my SIM from Vodafone to Jio. In that case, my personal information which has been collected so far by Vodafone, that personal information is now going to be transferred to Jio, right? This transfer is called portability, data portability, right? So I have the right to get my personal information transferred to some other service provider or for any other objectives as I want as a user, right? So I also have the option to port my personal information. Okay, any questions so far, guys?